Hi there, Nathalie here with a new idea on how to add texture in a monochromatic way for your new memory keeping layout. So come join me and I'll show you how. Hi there and welcome to a new episode of Inspired by a Card with Nathalie. Today we're actually going to use the inspiration from Erin Tasnim, which is a part of the design team, to create a memory keeping layout using one of her latest cards. And I love the fact that she used texture and a monochromatic approach for her card, so I want to use the same for my memory keeping layout. So I'm going to use some of the things she used, some of the new stamp. This is the Quaint Blooms stamp set. I really love this stamp set. It's simple but very detailed. And I'm actually also going to use the alcohol ink backgrounds paper pack, again one of the new packs from Altenew, to create my blooms. So what I've done is I pulled all the papers that had shades of pink, but to create this I went and pulled shades of pink that vary in tone. So I have light pink, a little bit darker, and then something that's a little bit towards the purple. So they're still within a monochromatic look, they just kind of vary in shades. So what I'm gonna do is the same that Erin did, and I'm gonna heat emboss the image onto my paper. And for this I'm using anti-static powder just to make sure that I don't have any fingerprints. And then I'm gonna use the Quaint Blooms stamp set. I am using clear embossing ink, and then I'm gonna use antique gold crisp embossing powder. All of these are from Altenew, to create my blooms. And I want to make sure that I create the large bloom for each one of the colors that I'm choosing. So something light, something in the medium range, something in the dark range. And you're gonna see that I'm actually stamping the image twice. This paper has a finish to it, like a coating, so I want to make sure that I create a crisp impression. So I'm using my platform to make sure that I can do that. And then I'm just going to add the powder, and I'm gonna heat, I'm gonna use my heat gun to make sure that I melt the powder. So it's gonna go from that pale tone to a really shiny and like very crisp image. So you're gonna see it. I'm gonna speed it up so you see it. And I'm gonna take it off camera and work, like I said, at least 3 of the large blooms and quite a few of the smaller ones, because I'm gonna need them to fill up my space. Once I have everything stamped, I'm actually gonna use the coordinating die to cut everything in place and get it ready to work later on. So another thing that caught my eye from Erin's card was the background. She's using actually an embossing folder to create that texture, and I'm gonna go the same way. I'm gonna make it a little bit different. I want to continue that monochromatic kind of gradation of color. So I'm gonna pull 3 different inks from my stash. These are all Altenew inks. I am using Pink Diamond, Pinkalicious, and Cosmic Berry. I want to create a gradation of color on my background. So the way I'm going to do about it is I'm going to stamp the lightest color, in this case Pink Diamond, closest to the hinge of the embossing folder. And then I'm going to do the same, and after I finish the first 2 lines, I'm going to do the same with Pinkalicious, and I'm going to finish with Cosmic Berry. I'm going to bring a brayer just to soften the edges so that I don't have that defined line, but it's still like a small gradation. Once I have that ready, I'm just gonna put my cardstock there. I've cut it already to 5 inches wide, which is the size of my page for my journal, and I'm gonna put it through my die cutting machine to create that embossed look, that texture on the background. And you're gonna see when I pull it out how you can see the 3 different tones of pink, which are the same tones that I have on the flowers. And very simple, I'm gonna have to create 2 of them because my journal is a little binder, so I need 2 pages to complete my layout. So I'm gonna just show you what it looks like. So now one of the things that I love about Erin's is that she also added some tones of gold to the background. So you're gonna see that first of all I'm gonna trim my cardstock because I need to shorten it. I don't want to have that line that when the folder finishes. I'm gonna trim it. One of the things that I love about Erin's card is that it actually has a texture from the top to the bottom, like to the edges of the card. So I want to do the same. So I'm going to trim my embossed area, and then to complete the page, remember my journal is 5 inches by 8 1/4 per page, and I need 2 pages. I'm gonna make up the space, the differential space, with one of the papers from the 6x6 paper pad from the Wildflower collection. So I'm just trimming it to be 5 inches wide by 3, and then I'm gonna complete the entire page by attaching the embossed cardstock on top of it. And one of the things, like I was mentioning before, that I love about Erin's card is that she added pops of gold onto the background too, just to match the same that are on the flowers. So my choice, I'm gonna bring the antique gold metallic crisp metallic ink spray just to add some splatters onto my page. And very simple, all I did is shake my bottle really well, and I'm just pulling out the spout just to drop off some ink. That's all I'm gonna need, and I'm gonna let it dry for a little bit before I continue working. Here I have a picture of my mom, so that's gonna go on the left of the page, and then I'm gonna bring the big blooms to create a big cluster, such as like in the way that Erin has it. I'm gonna make sure that when I place my blooms, they actually follow the color on the background, so lighter at the top going to darkest at the bottom. I'm gonna make sure that my bloom, or my cluster in this case, actually spans from the top right corner of the layout, and it goes across the center line that I have for my binding in my album towards the picture. I want to make sure that there's like a swag. In the card, Erin has a cluster. I want to create a swag. Remember, I'm going with a bigger space. So a swag works better. It brings movement. It's going to bring that gradation of color. And I love, love, love how you can see the different tones of pink as it moves through the page. So you're gonna see that I added smaller pieces underneath my flowers just to bring some of that purple, like, you know, that more of like that fuchsia tone. I'm gonna actually add 2 of them behind the photo. And then remember, when I added my flowers throughout the page, I gotta make sure that I trim them so I'm able to put them in my album. As simple as that. Once I have done, I need to create a title. The best thing that I wanted to bring is some of that gold again that Erin has in her card. So I'm gonna use the Mighty Alpha die set to create my title. I'm gonna cut the word U out of Gilded glitter cardstock, and I'm also gonna stab 2 sentiments underneath that on the right hand side. I'm gonna make sure that I add my title on the right hand side underneath the cluster of flowers. I'm using the UR stamp set, so I'm just gonna use 2 of the sentiments, and my title is gonna read you one of a kind, smarter than you think. And it's because my mom, like, you know, she's retired, she's not good with technology, but my son gave her a tablet for the Christmas, so she's learning how to use it, and I'm amazed at the fact that she's actually using it. So once I have that, you're gonna see that, like I said, I cut my title out of glitter cardstock. I'm just gonna put it in place. I'm gonna stamp the little sentiments underneath, and then outside of the camera, I'm actually gonna add a little sticker underneath the photo and just a little heart. I don't want to add much more. There's already quite a bit going. The only thing that I did is when I die cut the word U, I cut it 1 out of white cardstock and 1 out of gold cardstock, the glitter cardstock, sorry. And I kind of glued them a little bit in an offset because I have so much going there. By creating the little offset, I am able to show the letters a little bit more. And that's about it. Like I said, I love how this turned out. I thank Erin for the inspiration. It was great to be able to transform her card into a memory keeping layout. As always, don't forget to check the blog for more details, and always remember to subscribe to the channel for more content. Thank you so much.
Hello crafters, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Thanks for watching.